Well, good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this morning I've come up, I don't have a lot of time, but I've come up to Glencoe and I've came to the Coupall Falls. I was hoping to get a shot of the Buccaletta of more at the falls. If I turn the camera around, you'll see we can't see the Buccel yet because of all the cloud. So join me and let's see where this journey takes us this morning. I'm just trying to find my way through all this mud. It's been a recent snow dump, but when I've been driving up it looks like the snow dump's been at quite a higher level, and this is an absolute bog here, so I'm just trying to work out the best place for my footing. Oh, I can see the falls, and for once I'm the only one here, probably because the clouds haven't cleared the mountain yet. But if I turn round, you can see the snow in the background, and the sun's not long before it's coming up, and we're getting some nice light up there. Right, I'm going to see if I can get set up down at the falls here. Oh, some nice water. I'm just going to watch my footing, because as you can see, it's pretty horrible. Right, here we go. Nice. So this is the iconic location where you get a shot of the water with the tree and the Buccel. We don't have the Buccel. So what I can do, I can start off and just isolate some elements, and we'll get in close, because hopefully that cloud will clear from the peak, because the light is nice, because the light's creeping up. Right, I'll get set up and I'll join back soon. Alright, so my first composition is the falls immediately in front of me. The challenge is I still don't have the top of the Buccel showing through, and the light, as you can see, is spreading up the side of the mountain. So I've had to switch to the wide angle lens, because my other lens only shoots at 24mm, wide angle goes to 16mm. But I don't know if you can see through this wee camera, you then start to get vignetting, and that's a black ring around the edge because you've got the filter on. So I'm just going to have to be really careful and make sure that when I compose my image, I'm not going to have too much vignetting in it, but I need enough space for the image so that from a compositional point of view, I've got the tree in space, I've got the waterfall in space, and then when the Buccel appears, I've got the Buccel. So what I'll do is I'll take 2 or 3 shots here and I'll share those images with you now. Well, I'm waiting patiently. I'll tell you the other thing I can't believe. I can't believe I'm the only person here so far. This place is normally absolutely stowed with photographers, and you can never get a good position because everybody's in everybody's way normally. This is quite unique and quite special. I'm just shooting away here because I keep focusing in on the peak of the mountain. And the other thing I've done is, because I don't want to lose the clarity and I want to capture the light properly, I've put exposure bracketing on. So I'm going to take 5 or 6 shots where I'll get that underexposed shot right through to the overexposed shot, because I need an underexposed shot because of the brightness of the snow and the peak of the mountain through the mist, and it's starting to clear now. So I'll just keep pressing the button so we can get some images. And then I need an overexposed shot so I can get the bottom half of my image, because this is all in darkness and it's all in kind of shade. So this second half of the images that I'm taking here, where the Buccel's clearing, what I'll do is, when I'm finished, I'll share these images with you now. Right, so I've just moved around a wee bit because the light's now starting to come up and the light's starting to hit the waterfall. But I just wanted a different composition. So I've got the Buckle, I've got a small set of falls here, I've got the tree, and then what I'll do is I'm still using my bracket exposure. Whoops, I keep forgetting how slippy these rocks are. So here I'm just going to do a series of landscape and portraits. This area is probably a wee bit more conducive to portrait shape because of where I position my camera. But what I'll do is I'll take shots here, and then what I'll then do is go to a higher elevation and take a shot over where I was when I first came here. So when I'm finished, I'll share those images with you now. Well, I have to say, I am very blessed this morning. This is absolutely outstanding. This is also rare. I mean, I'm looking around me, there's no one here. I honestly can't believe I'm the only person in this location. Because people must have been watching the forecast, surely. Because the forecast last night was heavy, heavy snow in this area. I'm got to watch where I'm shooting because my shadow's getting cast on the far right hand side here in my view, and I might have to just crop it out. So there's my shadow, and that's what I'm just trying to eliminate from my shot, and I might have to move around to the left a little bit more. Let's try that, and then I might get a nice composition here. Yeah, that's much better. Right, so I now have the Buckle out of, well, I now have me out of the shadow shot, and what I'm doing is I'm just double checking that I've got my exposure set properly. Yeah, because what I don't want to do is underexpose the top of the mountains, because the mountain's got quite a soft haze over it just now. This is amazing. Honestly, I cannot believe, I keep looking, I cannot believe I'm the only one here. Wow. Right, I'll take these images from this elevation and I'll share those images with you now. Alright, so I've come further upriver because this is a kind of position that I don't normally get to, because the last time I tried to get here I was walking around and I fell in a bog and went right up to my knee. So what I've got is I've got the river Coupall here, and I'm just using a portrait composition so that I can get the river, because the sun's lighting everything up and it's really, really nice, and the snow in the hills is absolutely stunning. So what I'll do is I'll take 2 or 3 shots. Those will predominantly be portrait shots, and then what I'll do is I'll move further up because there's a tree there that could make nice foreground interest, or I might be able to go into the river. But I'll finish these shots here because what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just concentrating and making sure I've got the right exposure settings to make sure I do the Buckle justice. I'll share these images with you now. Alright, so as I've walked further up, because I want to try and get a composition with that tree, plus I'm going to shoot down the glen because the images are stunning and I'm starting to get company. That's people starting to turn up now. So what I'm doing is I'm shooting back towards the Glencoe ski centre because the mist in the mountains is incredible, and I'm getting a really nice texture at the top of the mountains. So what I'll do is I'll take these images and I'll share these images with you, and then we'll move further up the river. Right, I was just after mentioning I was on my own, and then I get 2 bloody Yorkshiremen come and start to give me hassle. So I had some really nice introduction to John and Jonathan here.
Morning.
These guys have travelled all the way from Barnsley. They've been through blizzards and everything. So hopefully you boys are going to have a good time. And maybe you could email me some of your pictures and then I'll post them up. Brilliant. So where are you going to spend some more time here?
We're spending the day in Glenettive.
Oh, you Glenettive.
Start here and work the way down.
Oh, cool. Well, let's see John and Jonathan in a future video. Alright, so I've turned away now and I'm facing the Coupall. And what I want to try and do is get a couple of landscape shots, because I want to have this tree on the right hand side, just to give me a wee bit of areas of interest, because when you look up the river's nice, but the river's full of boulders. And whilst the river's good, especially when I portrait, you can use that as a leading line. I quite like this because I'm getting the full view of the Coupall. The Coupall's completely clear now. And the other shot I was looking for was, if I go wide, I'm standing in the wrong place, so I need to move over there, I'll get a shot of the Coupall and the mountains in the background. But before I move over there, I'll share these images with you now. Alright, so I couldn't take that shot back there because my shadow was right in shot and there was no way I was getting rid of it. So what I've done is I've come further up, I'm standing in the header and I'm just getting a wider shot of the Coupall, but I've got the peaks of the mountains down Glenettive as well, and it's really, really nice. What I'll do is I'll shoot back the way, because the sun's hitting up in the mountains. I'm going to shoot down the way and I'll take those shots. And John and Jonathan that I met there, I just says to them I'm going to be here for a couple of minutes, just taking shots, and then I'll move out their way. So really nice guys, and I hope they have a great day venturing down Glenettive. Alright, so I think what we'll do is I'll go to the other side of the river because it's a location I don't normally go to, and let's see what images we can get. I was hoping the sun would come up, so the sun is up. It's a beautiful day. Can't believe how lucky we are with the weather, and I'll catch up at the other side. Alright, so I've come a wee bit closer. I've just come round to the front of the falls and I'm just taking my shot because I am just double checking I've got the right exposure here. Yep, I can afford to go up a little bit higher. So my focal point here is the tree, because the Coupall's kind of obscured with the trees in the background. So what I'm doing is I'm using my tree as my focal point, because I want to try and get as much detail as I possibly can in the foreground. I might just drop that composition down a little bit so I've got the flow of the water coming down from the right to the left. And because I'm still shooting multiple exposures, I'm just double checking I've got the right light, because as it gets brighter and brighter I've got to compensate more and more, because I then have kind of a really bright Coupall with white snow. I've got a really bright top half of the falls, and then I got a really dark bit at the bottom. So I'm not complaining, it's absolutely stunning. Right, so I've taken a couple of shots here. I'm just going to move further to the left, and when I finish taking all these images, I'll share those images with you now. Alright, so I've just switched lenses. I've switched to the 20-40-70 just so I can get a kind of a longer reach and I can get zoomed in, because the mountains in the background are absolutely stunning. They're like a silky white. And I'm just checking my exposure just to make sure I've actually got them in. I have, because there's also that little waterfall over here on my right hand side that I couldn't get earlier because I had the wide angle lens on. So now what I'll do is I'll just turn the camera around into landscape mode and I'll try and get a shot of that little waterfall. And you never know, that could turn out to be quite a nice image. So what I'll do is I'll take a couple more images here And then what I'll do is I'll finish here and then I'll walk across the bridge. We'll walk up the other side of the river and see what else we can find. But before I go, I'll share these images with you now. Got mist back on the Coupall. However, where I'm walking, I'm not so sure we'll get much of the Coupall in the backdrop, because what I've decided to do is walk across the road, follow the river from the opposite side, and you never know, I might get some shots, but let's give it a try. I haven't photographed this side of the river before, so we'll catch up soon. Okay, so I've had to climb the top. If anybody's coming here and they go, take the path beside the bridge, it only takes you so far, then you're blocked by giant rocks and a pond, so I had to go all the way back and climb up this hill and then walk along. So if anybody's coming up here, don't take the first path, take the second path and walk up towards the moor. So what I'll do here is I've got the mountain in front and behind me, which is really nice because there are the clouds, and I've got the falls from a really nice angle. I want to get closer, so what I'll do is I'll take a couple of landscape shots, I'll take a couple of portrait shots here, and then I'll move down, and that'll probably be the end of the video when we move down. So what I'll do is, the shots I take here, I'll share those with you now. Well, I've walked from up there. That's a pretty boggy walk, to be honest. However, oh wow, would you look at this? That is absolutely stunning. I've never seen that side of that waterfall before, behind that big rock. So what I'll try and do is I'll try and get a wee bit lower and see what compositions I can get from being just a wee bit lower. And yeah, I'll catch up when we're ready to take a photo. Alright, so I've got this amazing view in front of me, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a composition where I've got the water coming from the top left, swirls all the way down to the middle of my camera, and then goes out to the bottom right in my camera. So that, I am hoping, will make a really nice image. I don't need the sky and I don't need the trees. So what I've got to do is a pretty underexposed composition, because the brightness of the water is still quite bright, so I'm still shooting at a really low ISO, even although it's kind of darkened down. But what I want to do next is take a wider shot and try and incorporate some of the trees, and then what I'll do is I'll do a kind of bracket exposure compensation. I'll take 3 or 4 different images. There's a little waterfall on the far left, so I'll take some shots of that. I'll do some close-ups of the rocks and the water flowing. I'll focus in on this waterfall as well, because I haven't been here before and it's actually pretty cool. And when I finish that, I'll share these images with you now. I'll tell you, there's not many mornings you can come to the Coupall Falls and have it to yourself. There's not many mornings you can come to the Coupall Falls and it's got blue skies either. It's usually misty and rainy, and to boot, we managed to get some beautiful views of the Buccleuch of Moor and the clouds. And then we've got the amazing waterfalls here. You just can't beat it, it's absolutely awesome. And I met 2 really nice photographers John and Jonathan, who travelled 6.5 hours all the way up from Barnsley to come to Glencoe to take photos. So photography is a big family. So here's hoping we can make a video out of this. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because you know it's free. And if you press the bell notification, that'll let you know the next time I post a video. So thanks very much for watching, and here's to the next video.